Hey yo, what you pulling up? No.
Pouppodcast. This is Tony. What you sipping on?
This is Ty.
Today we got special guests. We got Pierre joining us.
LLT PB3.
So we got LLT PB3 with us. So man, how you feeling? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Y'all here. Got me all the way 5. It sounds good though.
Yeah, so bring the mic up just a little bit.
All right,
So you found it's sometimes it's hard to get parking over here, especially when it's late.
Yeah.
So-
I'm scared somebody gonna boot me or something like
Yeah,
that.
right. Yeah, I had what's his name? Some dude came over here last time for a studio session. Anthony, he parked like right in front of the a fire hydrant.
Oh no.
Yeah, we went-
No, you can't do that.
It was hella spots I seen. I'm like, nah, that's too
Yeah.
easy. I ain't gonna park right there.
Nah, you don't want those spots.
Yeah, I already know.
All right, Pierre. When did you start making music? Matter of fact, let me rephrase that. Who is Pierre?
Me, shit, a lot of things. Like I don't know where to start. Like before rap, I was just like always, I was low key kind of confused. Like what I was. Like I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know if I wanted to play basketball, rap, whatever.
Yeah, I remember you used to be hooping. I used to see you in the gym hooping for real.
Yeah, I used to be hooping. Then after school, I go hoop some more. I go hoop at an after school program. Then I go to the park and hoop. Like I used to just hoop all day. But like rapping was like the calling. So I'm like, I always, my brothers rap, my uncles before me rap. My mom even used to rap a little bit. So I used to just never like, so I used to never just think like, maybe I'm supposed to rap. I was always trying to play basketball.
Okay, so you came from a musical background.
Yeah.
Already. All
But
right.
it was like they got the older generation, so it was back in the selling CDs era. So it was like, now it's like, it's different. Like it's laid out for us. Like you could just get on the internet and be on a podcast the next day. Like back then you had to really go hustle.
Yeah, that's why I feel like the game now is super saturated with artists because it's so easy to get started.
It's
these
so
days
easy.
you can go to Guitar Center, get an audio interface, get a mic.
Yeah, like man, they had to go through so much just to get a mic or just to get
get studio time.
Yeah, just to get studio time in general or CDs. Like now it's like you can make a song on your phone and it'll go crazy. Like it's wild. But like we blessed though. We blessed to be in the easy generation. Like do you think like a lot of stuff that you do that you think you could have did that in like 2005?
No way, like it's so much easier to get access to these tools that we're using, the recording equipment. All this technology has advanced, so
somebody could just make a post like, I'm selling this, like I'm selling the mixer, I'm selling it. You can just get it like that. Like back then, you had to really grind for real. So I respect everybody that made it. Like back then, I don't know if I could have did it, but that's a whole different grind. Sure.
So when did you actually start rapping? Like, were you rapping in high school? Like, or you didn't start until after you graduated?
I was writing stuff like in high school, but I never was rap. I don't know if you know Ryan. He go rap by Rashid, but he was always rapping. But he used to just always try to get it out of me. Like in the senior year, I was in African American Culture Club, and he had got me to rap because we was doing like poems and stuff. She was like, just write a poem or whatever. I was writing a poem. He was like, this sounds like a rap. So ever since then, he was just like, rap, you need to rap. And I never was rapping, but I always was writing them, though. I just never told nobody, but I always was writing them. I was writing them all the time. It just took him one day to just kidnap me and go to the studio. Like, he came, he like, you want to slide to my crib, play the game or something like that? I'm like, cool. I'm like, where we finna go? He like, we going to the studio. He finna make a song. I'm like, damn. So I made my first song that day. Ever since then, I just been rapping ever since. And I be doing the same shit to people now. Like they be telling me they want to rap, they don't know. Like they be on the fence. I'm like, all right, we gonna go to the studio, and then after they go to the studio one time, it's like it's over with.
Right. So you helping. So not only, so he helped you get in the. He helped you get in the studio. Now you're helping other people get in the studio as well.
Okay, that's what's up.
That's what's up.
Because there's a lot of people that they say they want to do this, they want to be a model, they want to be an actor, they want to be, but they don't know. So it just takes somebody to just bring it out of them, like just do it, like just gotta hop in and do it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of successful artists they always have someone in their corner willing to push them, willing to just like, come on, just get in the studio. Let me hear you real quick.
And then I got people that's gonna tell me like what it is and what it's not. Like him over there, like he'll tell you like that's not it.
That's not it, right?
Or that song, I like this song, but like they'll tell you like you got to have people that you can't have no yes man in the crew. Like,
Right.
you
Yeah.
can't have no yes man.
It's definitely good to have like a group of people around you that aren't just gassing you up. Like,
yeah, because there's a lot of people like that. You be on stage, they telling you this good, and I'm like, man, this is not good.
Right.
I tell people too, like, I like this, or I don't think this is. You can do better than that, but you can't have no yes man in the crew.
Facts. So like, what was your? Let's go back. We should have started with this in the beginning. But let's go back. Like, what was your upbringing like? Like, where are you from? Like,
man, I was all over like Chicago, the whole Chicagoland area. Like, my grandmother, like when that song you just playing, Granny House, she stayed on 76 and Coles, so I was with her for a little bit. Then I moved to Chicago Heights when I was little. So my mom, she didn't want me to go to school in Chicago Heights because it's crazy over there. So I was going to school in University Park for a little bit. But I was still living in Chicago Heights. Then I was going to school in South Chicago. Like, I was all over, like Harvey, Markham. Like, I lived everywhere. Like, I just didn't live in none of the nicer suburbs. Like, I never lived in, like, Madison or Crete or Olympia Fields or nothing like that. But I always lived in, like, Markham, Chicago Heights. I moved out of Chicago Heights, then moved back to Chicago Heights. I moved back to Parkport, then moved back to Chicago. Now I live in Chicago Heights again. Like, I just can't get away from it. But I was just all over the place little, like, when I was younger.
Like, is it hard for you to sort of identify exactly where you're from? Because like Anthony and I, like, we moved around a lot when we were younger.
Yeah.
Like, we went to a lot of different schools. So is that sort of the same situation for you? Like, is it kind of hard? Like, I'm not really from here. Like, I grew up here, but then I moved here.
Yeah, that's how it is. Like, and it's hard because, people, they want to glorify being from the city. So they be wanting to be like, yeah, I'm from the hood and all that. But I'm like, yeah, I'm in the hood every day, but I'm from here. Like, I lived here. I went to this many schools. It was kind of like a blessing and a curse because when I got to high school, I knew so many people because I had went, like, from 6th grade into my freshman year, I probably went to 5 or 6 different schools. I went to so many schools. I'm, like, transferred and meet new friends, transferred in the middle of the school year. This before everybody really had phones and stuff. So it's like, damn, you'll never see these people again. Like, yeah. And then I got to high school, I started seeing hella people because I had went to school over here. I went to school over here in the city, back out here. So it's like, damn. So yeah, it was crazy. It was wild, but it was kind of like a blessing and a curse because now I know so many people, got so many connections. Like, I know because just being a good person to people.
That's what's up.
Which high school you went to?
I went to Rich East.
You at East?
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah, I was at East.
Okay.
Yeah, I went there all 4 years, but I wasn't living in Park Forest. Like, my last 2 years, well, my first year I was living in, what was I living in? I was living in Markham. And then I moved to Park Forest, and then I was going to East, and then I was living in Chicago Heights. I was still going to East. It's like I was just moving around all over the place. But I went to East all 4 years.
That's what's up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how do you think the East, like, there's
The
a
experience?
there's a lot of people like rapping now coming out of East. So what do you think the East scene is like?
Yeah, it's crazy because there's like a lot of people that I didn't expect to rap is rapping. It's like, what the f-? I got to shout out my boy T.O. Bucks. He rap. He out of East. And then my boy Low, he out of East. And who else? It's a lot of like.
I saw you had a collab with Count Up Hot.
Oh yeah, my boy High Money. I was just with him last night.
Money,
I was just with him last night at the studio. Me, him, and Low. Yeah, it's a lot of people. Dre, he was one of the people that I had to try to get to rap. Like, he was telling me, like, man, it was like a year before he dropped his first song. He was like, man, I got this rap. He sent me a long ass note. I'm like, man, I ain't gonna read it how you read it. He like, man, I don't know if I want to go to the studio. Nah, I don't know. Now he making songs. He's getting hella streams, hella people for him. So shout out Low Key. He did. Man, there's so many people. Like, I like the scene though. I feel like it's gonna be big. Like maybe probably 5 or 6 years.
For sure.
Because there's a lot of rappers that's really from Chicago, but they really from the suburbs, but they claim Chicago, so they not really making no way for the people that's out that way on the far south side. Like, there's a lot of rappers that's famous that went to South and went to Central and went to like HF, but everybody claiming like the city. So it's like,
why do you think? I've always wanted to ask this. Like, why do you think there's like such a disconnect, like tension between kids from the city and kids from the suburbs? Like, why is there always this like little beef going on?
It's like two different worlds. Like, and that's how I felt. Like, I don't know. I'm just one of the only people that I know that just moved around so much, so I know what it's like in the city and I know what it's like in the suburbs. And it's like some people just want to be gangster, And then some people, they just don't know what it's like. Like when I was in the city, the people that I knew, they never left their street. So it's like they don't know. Like they think the suburbs is like big houses. Like, yeah, it's a lot of big houses in green grass, but if you go to Harvey or something like that, that don't look like no suburb.
It's run down.
Right. You go to Fort Heights, Chicago Heights, that don't look like no suburb. Like them not no regular suburbs. So it's like, so they think you say you from out the south suburbs, they think you, and then you feel me? And if you is from the south suburbs, you don't want people think you a bitch or something for being from south suburbs. So it's like, it's just that crazy tension. But then it do be a lot of people that be trying to be fake tough. That's making it bad for the people that really do live like that. Like the people that went to them, that got the big the crib and both your mom and daddy work and do everything for you. You out here want to be a gangbanger. So that's why it be a lot of that tension. Like, come on now, you not really like that. So
yeah, I definitely noticed that tension while I was in school, and like, there's always that disconnect. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense, because like there's some people on the south side of Chicago that I'm pretty sure there's people on the south side that have never been downtown, like never been on the like Magnificent Mile, like never seen.
I was one of those people for a long time. Like,
so they think that it's really nice out there, and they think everybody has a big house, 6-car garage, whatever. But in actuality, it's not.
Right, you come down, like I got family that live in the city. Like I got some people that live like on 63rd and 64th. Then they come down here, they like, dang, this the suburbs? Like, yeah, this look just like out there, don't it? Like, this shit is not, it's not that. But you don't want to try to over-glorify it. Like, yeah, I'm from the Heights, I'm from this. Yeah. Try to make it seem like you from the streets, but it's like, this is where we live. Like, don't think we live in good eating shrimps and steak. Like, it ain't like that.
Right. So, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, we got a little bit about your background.
Yeah.
And we know where you're from, what schools you went to. If I'm introducing you to someone who doesn't know who Pierre is, musically, what song would I recommend to them? That's kind of what I want to know. Because I want to get people on to you.
Yeah.
So, like, what's a good song or project?
My EP, the Hood Cry, because that was like, I put the most work in that. Like, a lot of the other stuff I was doing it earlier on. So I was just making songs and dropping. Then I learned a lot about the industry and how it worked and how to get paid off of streams and stuff like that. So then I put a lot, buying beats too. That was like a major part. Like I was doing a lot of songs and I didn't buy the beat for them, so I couldn't drop them and get paid off them. So so I was like, so that Hood Cry, I bought every beat. I put a lot of thought into it. I wasn't just going to the studio making a song and then dropping it. Like, so that'd be the song where it can be like, he's smart. A lot of other songs that I made, I wouldn't recommend, because it was like songs that I just made that I probably didn't even like myself, but other people liked them and they was like dropping them. So I always tell people, like, you might not like it, but it's 7 billion people out here, like somebody gonna like it. So yeah, but if you wanted to tell somebody like this who he is, you tell them listen to that right there.
See, I was telling Ty that same thing earlier. I was like, Hood Cry, I feel like he put the most work into, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's what I did, because a lot of the other songs I didn't, like, you can tell like I didn't put a lot, but it was like just songs that people was just like, man, I like that song, you gotta drop that. And I'd be like, and then I'll look on my streams and they'd be like, how is this stupid song that I just made in the last 15 minutes of the session, this song doing better than the song that I sometimes, I really went crazy for, like. But that's how the generation. So I'll be telling people a lot of times, I'll be like, you might think it's weak, but somebody else might like it, so you never know.
That's true.
But yeah, you've been working, man. Big salute. Big ups to you, bro. Like, you've been working. You got a lot of music out. Like, you got a good discography. How do you say discography? Right. You got a good because a lot of artists have been reaching out to me. Yeah. And they'll only have like one track.
One song and be like, I want to do an interview. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
this is the thing. That's why we wanted to get you on first, because we want you to set the precedent for other artists that come on. So anyone else who's listening, don't try and hit us up when you only got 1-2 songs. You got to put some work in. We got to see that you're doing something. Because how else are we gonna get you out there?
Man, I was just watching. I don't know if you watch Gilly Wallow, they podcast, but they do this podcast called $1 Million Worth of Game, and they was talking about, because they rich and all that stuff. So they was telling like their family want to get them like, post me on your page, but they don't do nothing. Like, they don't rap, they don't do nothing. They just want to get posted. But it's like, if I'm gonna post you, like, I want you to have something, you feel me? I want you to have like a business or a song or something. Like, I can't just give you all this attention and then you can't capitalize off of it.
Exactly.
That's why I be like telling my homies, like like if I get on today, like I want to be able to be like, yeah, my homie, he do this, my other homie, he do that. So it's like I don't want to just get on and then I can't give you the attention, or they see me with you, but it's like, what do he do? Like he just there, like
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's like you can't get all this attention and then be like, all right, now what you gonna do with it? Like you gotta promote your brand, promote your clothes, promote your music, promote whatever you're doing.
Right, that's facts. Yeah, because we definitely want to stress that we're not asking for you to have a music video out, like nothing crazy. Just have some work.
Have some work done so you can so you can use this platform. So like when I post this later on, people can be like, oh, he got this out. He did this.
Right, got the interview up.
Right, exactly. That's what it's for. And networking. That's why I say we got in that golden age of social media where you can just meet people and just talk to them and man, people got to utilize that social media. You got to.
Yeah, you can meet people across the world. Like I just met an artist. He's from like the UK, and we're trying to schedule something. So we're definitely in the golden age, and of communication, and we can reach people quickly and make a lot of things happen through the media and through social media and whatnot. So that's great. So Anthony and I were talking about this earlier, like. We're trying to figure out who influenced your sound and your style.
Like Meek Mills and like JayZ, G Herbo, of course. Like
Anthony said.
Yeah, I was like, I hear Herb.
Yeah, I hear Herb, Meek, like JayZ. Them like the main three, because it's like for a certain reason, like Herb, like how I said, my grandmother, she stayed on 76, he stayed on 79, so it's like a couple blocks away. So it's like I see. Him make it, like I know some people that he know, like I don't know him personally, I don't know nobody, but I know some people that he knows, so it's like when he made it, it's like make it feel like I can make it too, like and then he talking about the same stuff I'm talking about, and then it's like Meek, he talking like that street stuff, but he talking like that rich people stuff too, like you can make it out type of thing, and then it's JayZ like on the business aspect, like that's the end goal really, because I don't really want to rap forever, because my type of style of music might not be popular forever, so JayZ is like he on a whole different level, so that's why I, try to kick that knowledge. That's coming from JayZ.
Mm-hmm. How you feel about rappers who been in the game too long? Like some they still making music, but others like JayZ, he's moved on. He's got businesses and whatnot.
I watch, because I'm so YouTube crazy. I watch so many interviews about like older rappers and what they do and what they did. And like especially when they was younger, like I watched T-Pain talk about how he ran through $40 million, and it's like, I saw that. Yeah, and it's like, man, I watched that and I'm like, well, now I know, like, don't run through $40 million.
Yeah.
And it's like, man. So I feel like it's a lot of rappers, they just didn't do what they was supposed to do and utilize this internet. Because it's like back then, it's like it ain't no streams and stuff. So you was relying off CDs, you was relying off other stuff. So now it's like they don't know, how to really make more money and get into businesses and stuff like that. Exactly. So like JayZ, he like, all right, as younger people, they might not want to listen to JayZ. So it's like you might be putting money in his pockets. You don't even know. You go to the store and buy something, you putting money in JayZ pocket, and you don't even know.
Yeah, so, he set up other streams of revenue to stay at least relevant somewhat in hip hop culture. Like we see, he's got this much money, he's got this business. Now he's close to being like the first. Isn't he the first billionaire?
Yeah, black billionaire. Besides Oprah, rap billionaire, some type of category like that. And then Kanye right behind him. And then that's one of my big inspirations too, Kanye. But it's like JayZ and Dame Dash too. That's my favorite rapper. That's my favorite rapper for sure. Like I can go on and on about Kanye, but JayZ is just like the business, like the smart aspect. Like man, he said, man, like I don't know. I go on and on about JayZ too. Like people like him, 50 Cent, like all day. Like they the smart ones. Like other people, they just relying off this rap, and that's what a lot of these young people doing. Like they think your song hot today, you gonna be hot forever. Like nah.
That's at least because a lot of people don't even think about that.
Yeah, like I think about that a lot. Like times change. Like I look at like even Lil Wayne, he the GOAT right now, and there's people that don't even be like, they don't even want to listen to Lil Wayne. Like so he's like got to do stuff like didn't he just like sell his masters or something?
That's
like
right.
That?
Yeah, we just talked about that on the last episode.
Bro, you got to think about the future. Like somebody your music not gonna be popping like in 1998. It ain't gonna be popping in 2008, and it ain't gonna be popping in 2018. So you got to find something So like you looking at 50 Cent, people not riding around listening to 50 Cent, but you see he's still original.
Only the old heads.
right, the old heads riding around listening to 50 Cent. I mean, I listen to 50 Cent, but everybody not like me. But you gotta have something that's gonna get you paid later on. Like, cause I remember I was watching another interview about man, what's the man name? He played Simba in Lion King. I forgot his name.
I know who you're talking about.
But they tried to offer him $1 million to play the role, or they offered him like 1% royalties, and then his mama was like
1%.
Yeah, but the 1% would turn out to be more than the $1 million because he's still getting paid to this day off of Lion King. Like every time you watch Lion King, he getting paid. He getting like a fat check every month off of Lion King. Or you just want to make the quick little $1 million in 1998, which is a big amount of money, but it's like you think about 20 years later, you still eating off Lion King, right?
Right, that's how they get you.
It's like you got to make those smart decisions. So I look at stuff like that. Like whenever I run into that type of opportunity, like I got to think like, this what happened to dude. He did that. You know, they signed the people for $100K. You like, man, I'm broke right now, $100K. Right. You run through that $100K and you don't own none of your music, none of that. So it's like, man.
That's why it's important, like, to have a good team with you, so you don't end up in situations like how Meg Thee Stallion, she was in that situation, and how didn't she switch over to Rock Nation or something like that?
Yeah, I think so. Because what she was like with 300 Inc. or something.
Yeah. She signed a bad deal when she got started.
Deal as Fetty Wap in them.
Yep.
You see what he had, like, well, listening to Fetty Wap right now. He's like, in 2015, you would have thought like Fetty Wap was gonna be the future, and it's like. You never know. Like you could go just like that. So it's like I'm looking at stuff like that. Like when I get my opportunity, if I get a big song or something like that, I already know. Like I gotta invest, I gotta save, I gotta do all type of stuff because you don't know. You could be popping today and not popping tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw him post on his Snap, not his Snap, his Instagram, how he's like, yeah, I got all the toxic people out, so now it's time to make some music. I'm like, wow,
Fetty Wap?
Yeah, Fetty Wap.
Like, okay, I was about to say. Because, you know, we were talking about that last night. Like, what happened to Fetty Wap? Where is he? Because I thought dude was dead. Not literally dead.
But off the scene.
Right, just off the radar. I haven't heard from him in a long time. Since 2015, like you said. So, I mean, I'm glad that he's starting to make music again. He's got toxic people out, his team. So,
people let's
see.
That's another thing. You got to build your team early. And then a lot of people, they be dragging people to be with them. Like, you want to eat with your same friends, but it's like if they don't want to eat, you can't drag them. And so people be dragging people and that you're gonna be in a situation like that. So you gotta be smart.
Right. Facts. So who are some artists that you've worked with, like that you
or want to work with, or like in the future?
I work with my boy low key, like I said, Tonio or Tio. I work with him, and then I got my other boy Vino. 1295. I work with him a lot. We just was in the studio a couple days ago. And it's like a lot of other people, I'm just bringing them up. Like, you know, like I said earlier, the people that want to be, they on the fence, like I'm working with them. We got and I got so many songs. Like I probably got like over 50 songs that didn't even hit the airwaves yet. Like, because I got so many people that just want to do songs. Like it's a lot of people there's people that I want to work with. It's a couple people around that I want to work with. I just ain't got in touch with them yet. Like it's this one dude named Gutterball Snoop. I want to work with him. He cool. And then there's some other people around here that I want to work with. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
No, okay. You got any future plans?
Future plans? I got a tape, a tape that I'm trying to drop. I'm trying to get it ready now. I got so many songs. Every time I think I want to drop it, I think of some more songs, or I hear a new beat, like I gotta put this on there. I just take something off, put something on there. And it's like every time I want to drop it, I be like, man, I got a new, like in the future, I got this video I'm about to shoot with JayZ. I don't know if y'all know JayZ, but
yeah, I know JayZ.
Yeah, I'm shooting the video with him. He actually reached out to me on Twitter, like I'm like, what? This is crazy. I flew out to Atlanta to, handle that business. And came back.
So will this should be your first video, or
no? I got two
videos out.
Yeah. Okay. The first video was kind of like a rushed video because it was supposed to be a photo shoot for my birthday. But the guy that I knew that was doing the camera, he was like, "We could try to do something with the video." I'm like, "Forget it." So he shot it for free, and then that was my first video. Then my second video, I was in Houston. I got in touch with a video man out there, shot a video because I'm like, I got to be productive while I'm out of town. That's another thing people got to do. Like, because I used to be real antisocial. Like, I didn't want to talk to nobody. But it was like when I went out of town, I'm like, you gotta talk to these people. So now I got people that think I'm from Houston because they just seen me work with their Houston video, man.
Right.
I had a Houston radio station DM be like, we want to get you on our radio station. I'm like, I'm in Chicago. Like, I don't.
Right. Yeah, we gotta work that out.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I went out there, got some videos done. And yeah, you just got network and stuff like that. Talk to people.
What about some long-term goals? Because I overheard Kiani telling me about how you wanted to possibly start your own label in the future.
Yeah, most definitely.
Bring on artists. Because you already sort of have that giving spirit because you're kind of telling or like guiding and helping guide artists because you mentioned you helped some people get in the studio. So
what goal for the future? I got a lot of stuff because I don't know if a lot of people know about. I used to work with kids. I don't work with kids no more. I used to work at the school program, and you learn a lot from kids, and they be wanting to do stuff too. And it's like I want to find ways to help them, and maybe if they want to do music, I can sign them. That's why I'm trying to hurry up and get myself through the door so I can bring the rest through. And then it's like I want you see how Lil Bibby he like doing the A&R stuff. Like I want to do stuff like that, and I don't want to sound like all hood artists. Like I want to sign artists that's from like other states, other countries, because I know they're gonna bring in a lot of more money. So I want to do stuff like that, sign people, build, and then just build on from that, build businesses, even if it don't have nothing to do with music. Like I was telling somebody, like I want to build a hair salon and a barbershop and stuff like that, because I know that's gonna bring in money. So the long term is just the business. Like you don't want to rap forever, because like I said before, like people not gonna want to listen to your rap forever. So gotta have some type of business plan.
It's true. These other rappers need to take note. You better have some going for yourself, some sort of business, some sort of way you can give back to the community and uplift the generation behind you.
My biggest goal, which is I know it's probably might not happen for like maybe a while, but it's like I want to build like a gym, like a field house, like because I used to go. Because I used to be so caged in, I never left Chicago High, so I never left Chicago. So when I used to go to like more rich neighborhoods, obviously they got stuff called like a field house where it's like basketball courts and
lit up in there. Yeah.
I'm like, I never seen no shit like this in my life. Like, it ain't nothing like this in the hoods and nothing like that. So like, I want to build something like that, like with the kids because I work at the school program I work was called Teen Zone, and we used to like the kids going there because I used to go in there as a student and go hoop. Like when I said earlier, I used to go hoop, play basketball, and we just hang out. But that was pretty much it. Like it wasn't no games or nothing that we can do. So it was like, I want to do that, but on a bigger scale. Because like I was there as a student, then I started working there because I wanted to give back. So, and then it's like, man, so now I want to build that like on a bigger scale, like an after school program with maybe like, and then the summer camp, we did camping in the summer. So I want to do like summer camp and all that you can do at that one building, like tutoring, all type of stuff. So that's like the big goal, like
right. Because I remember I used to follow you on Snapchat, and I saw that you were doing some after school programs and you were with kids and stuff. So that seems like that's something that's important to you is giving back and helping out the youth.
Yeah, because these kids need a lot of help. Like even in the south suburbs, like people be like, man, it's the suburbs. Like these kids go through a lot of stuff. Like we got a lot of kids, like when it's time to go, and, when you cleaning up and the program is over, like it's a lot of kids that just hang around because they don't want to go home, and you just talk to them and you just sit and talk to them for a couple of hours. Like, no, you be talking to them for a couple of minutes, and then next thing you know, it's a couple of hours, and it's like you learn a lot about these kids. And it's like in that program, I seen a lot of kids. Like some bad stuff happened. Like there's a couple kids that I know that was coming in there one day and hooping, the next day they was like dead or something. Like it was a couple kids that I know that passed away and that come in there and that used to just come in there and hoop. And so it's like, man, like I want to find some type of way to help them and get them to go the right way, because it's like, man, the city is bad and this coming to the suburbs, and it's like the suburbs is getting bad now.
It is, yeah. Like a lot of even what's his name? Lil Reese got shot
in Markham.
Yeah, so
like, bro, this is crazy. This is the suburb. My homie that passed away, he got killed in Park Forest, and it's like, bro, it can happen to anybody anywhere now. Like it's not just this city no more. Like the FBG Duck, he got killed in the Gold Coast downtown. Like nowhere is safe, nowhere is sacred around here no more. Like you gotta get the F on. Like you gotta get out of here, or you gotta show people like it's a better way. Cause I didn't know I was so caged in. Like I just started traveling this year. Like my first time on the plane was this year.
Wow.
And when I started going to other places, I started noticing like how different everywhere is from Chicago. Like I'm like, damn, they got this. It's built like that. Like I didn't know shit. I was so caged in. Like that's what I want people to do. Like just go, just get up out of here. Cause it's like I was just so caged in Chicago. I didn't know. Like my first flight I ever took, I had a show in Denver. And Denver was just so weird to me. It was mountains and shit. I'm like, man, I ain't never seen no mountain. I'm just looking like I'm driving and just looking like this is a mountain I'm looking at. Like, man, like people gotta get out. Cause it's just everywhere is just so different from Chicago. Like Chicago is like a crazy city, but it's like I went to Atlanta. Atlanta was different. I went to Houston. Houston was different. I went to Green Bay. Green Bay was different. I'm like, man. Yeah. So you just gotta get out.
Okay. Yeah, just to we're just gonna wrap it up with the next question. How do you feel about the Chicago rap scene now, and where do you see it going in the future?
It's like 50-50. Like a lot of people still stuck on the 2012 wave. Like they still stuck on the drill wave, and it's like, man, that boat sailed. Like Chief Keef and all of them, they gone now. They on some different stuff. So then now you get a lot of people trying to steal the Juice WRLD flow. You got a lot of people trying to steal the Herb flow, the Dirk flow. So it's like a lot of people, and then that's why I say that's when it brings back to the suburbs. Like a lot of people in the suburbs, they bring in different flows. They bring in different type of music. Like, and now that jiggy music, that stuff's starting to get popular too. I don't know if y'all heard about that, but that's some out west stuff. But that's different though. Like people bringing that different stuff. That's what's gonna get you noticed. But the Chicago scene now, it's like 50-50. Some people doing different stuff, and some people just still stuck on this 2012, this wave. Like,
yeah, a lot of people are stuck on that, bro. Like,
yeah, you hear a lot of people that they think they getting blackballed, and they think they like, bro, ain't no radio station finna play no song called "Shoot That Dude in the Head." Like, ain't no radio station about to play that. Like, so people got to get off that wave. Like, you got to think, bro. Like, if I put a map up of the United States right now, and I just put a dot for where all the hoods is at, you will notice that it's not that really many hoods, but it's a lot of white people around here. They not trying to really hear that. They trying to hear the Juice WRLD type of stuff, or they trying to hear the other stuff. So you got to think like you got to make songs for everybody. You can't just make songs for the hood because it ain't gonna get you too far.
Right. And when we say this, like when Anthony and I say this, we're not knocking drill. Like it was an amazing movement, and I feel like I say this all the time. I feel like that scene around 2012 when Chief Keef and them were coming out, that was probably some of the most authentic music to come out of Chicago. To come out of Chicago, because that they were expressing things that they were going through. Right. You know. Right. So I feel like it was very authentic art form. Right. But we gotta move on.
You gotta move on. Because some people, and then they making it unauthentic because they not really living like that.
Right, yeah, and a lot of people
that I can man, that's one thing about being from Chicago. Like you can vouch for people. Like during that time, I wasn't even listening to Chief Keef, but I was staying with my uncle on 64th and Low. So that's like right by O Block. And it was like I can vouch when they say like it was crazy. It was crazy, like gunshots every night. Like it was just wild ass place. Like every time we come home, you see a siren, somebody got killed right in front of the building. Like it's wild. I remember one time the power went off in the building. We was on like the 11th floor. It was just pitch black dark, but it's the middle of the day. And there's people getting stabbed in the hallways. And it's like, this is crazy stuff. This is 2012, 2013 was like the craziest year for Chicago. Yeah, but the music was why people liked it, because it was real. Like people was really living there. Like what people gotta understand, a lot of these artists, they be putting on like a persona. Like when they go home, like the baby is not the baby. Like he's a dad. Like when he goes home, but it's like Chief Keef on the screen and off the screen, he's Chief Keef. Like that's what people don't realize, like, bro.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize this. Like these people are married. They have families. Yeah. They don't always act like this.
Yeah, like they not always. That's why like people talk about the females that be doing what they do in the videos. Like they got families too. Like they not really doing that crazy stuff like that in real life. Like you gotta think, but it was like Chicago did that to people. They made it cool to really be a killer and rap like you're a killer because you really are a killer. Like some people, they just took that and ran with it, but it's like no, they was really doing it for real. Like they got the proof. Like they done been to jail. They got people that's still in jail. There's people that's been in jail since 2013, 2012. Like they come with a cost. Like you want the clout, but it's like that's Then they lost a lot of people. A lot of people died. Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy what that clout to do to people.
Yeah, that clout, man. It's so you put we'll briefly talk on this. I see you have LLT PB3 in your name. Yeah. And I'm assuming that means long live Tato. So for you to put that in your name, you know, in your stage name, that he must have been a very important friend or person to you. So like how did it affect you when he made his transition?
Cause it affected me, like, it was crazy because I knew him for like a short period of time, but it was like, you know, those people that you just meet and it's just like instant. Like, we was just like super cool right off back. And then it was like he was just one of those people that he was like, he would always be just crazy, like a crazy type person, but he was never one of those people like him. Like, you would shoot him. Like, he wasn't one of those people like that be beefing with people. Like, you know, those people that just, you can't go nowhere with them because they're into it with everybody. Like,
right,
he wasn't one of those people. He was one of those people that was just cool with everybody. Like, he shook hands with everybody. He was just nice to everybody. He was respectful to his family, and his family loved him. Like, he wasn't one of those people that you just couldn't trust, you couldn't want to be around. Like, he was one of those people you couldn't wait to be around. Like, we used to go hoop, and he used to just be making jokes, cracking jokes to where you can't even play basketball no more because he just selling jokes. He just crazy. He used to just do stuff that was just so crazy. So it's like when he died, it was like, I'm like, damn, like him, like, he not even that type of person to be out here like that. But that just affected me crazy. So I just want to make sure, like, people know who he was. Like, every time you say my name, you gonna say his name. And then it's like for my other homie that rap like Doe, LLT Doe, when you say his name, you gonna say Tato name with it. So it's just like that.
Well, thank you, man. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. You got anybody you want to shout out? You know, you got anybody?
My boy Dougie for over there in the cut. He in the cut. Yeah, him. My boy Skino, he out probably playing PS5.
Right, he got we just copped one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he playing on PS5, so he out there. My boy Al, I ain't forget about him. He doing the camera too, so you gotta watch out for him. He kind of broke his camera, but he getting back to it. And then, you know, Glider Gang, that's high money in them. And then Tato World, that's everybody that I rock with, my boy, low key. Everybody out there that's doing anything, making music, got a business, even the females you doing hair. Shout out all them people.
Shout out.
Because you grinding, you not just sitting in the crib not doing nothing.
All right, you wanna plug yourself, give them your socials, Twitter, all that?
Oh, yeah, my Twitter. Let me see. What is my Twitter? It's like my 5th Twitter. I keep getting kicked off of Twitter. Let's see. It's _LLTPB3. Let me make sure that's right. But, yeah. Then my Instagram is _PB3 ___. So it's 3 underscore. My Snapchat ain't really that important. And then my name embarrassing because, you know, Snapchat don't let you change your name. So it's like name from like 2013.
Right.
But Instagram and Twitter is the most important because that's why I plug all my music. Then my YouTube channel, I really need to get that up. LLTPB3 on everything, on Apple Music, everything that you can think of. LLTPB3.
All right, man. Thanks for coming by.
Yep, no problem.
This has been another episode of Pouppodcast. We'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Peace.